Ready?
Yeah.
Here we go in 3, 2, 1, bungee!
Oh man, why do we do these things? Huh? Why do we do these things? What is wrong with us? When are we going to grow up? WION Traveler!
A writer, a photographer, on the road exploring a fascinating world in a state of perpetual motion, constantly departing while always arriving, seeking a window into an ever-changing universe. This is WION Traveler. Rishikesh, where the waters of the Ganga still run clear and pristine. Where travelers from all over the world come in search of salvation, or at the very least, a yoga retreat. Rishikesh, in a way, is exactly the India that Westerners like me think of when they've never been to the country. This time around, Meraj and I are trying a different approach to self-realization.
All right, countdown time in 3, 2, 1, bungee!
I'm so buzzed out, man. This is fabulous. The last time I bungeed was in Canada, and I've been waiting to go again ever since. That was such a long time back. Tristan Loomis is a bungee jump master. That's yet another cool job for those who want a nomadic existence. I mean, no matter where you go, you'll probably find a bungee operation that needs trained jump masters. It's a pretty critical job. The jump master is responsible for setting up and maintaining equipment, overall safety, and responding to any emergencies. Tristan, man,
Hey, how was
thank
the
you so
jump?
much. That was amazing, man. Oh,
Had fun?
every time I bungee jump, I think that I don't really have the to do it, but I kind of have to do it anyway. Don't I?
Yeah, there's like that moment where you have to like make the decision to actually
Yeah.
jump.
How many people that come up to the platform actually don't jump, turn around and don't jump?
I'd say it varies from like group to group.
Yeah.
Like in general rule, like anything between 1% and 5%.
It's
But
still
off-
very small.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Most people are successful because a lot of the coaching from other jump masters do well.
Yeah.
And,
So you are a jump master here, and you've been here for a while, or?
Yeah. So I've been here for 2 months, and I've been a jump master for 3 years before this, back home in Canada.
Okay. How many people have you sent off the edge now?
All in all, I'd probably say close to like 20,000 maybe. I'm not sure. Like,
20,000.
well, back home we did 10,000. jumps
You've
a
heard a lot of
year.
people scream for their life, huh?
Yeah.
All right. Have you ever read Mr. Aldous Huxley, Johan?
Of course.
You have? Such a liar.
Brave New World. Brave New World.
That is correct. That is correct. Very impressive. There's another book of his called Heaven and Hell. And that he says the whole idea is to open the antipodes of your mind. And that's why people come to Rishikesh. But of course, I don't think this is what they have in mind. They probably meditate and do hard things. Alright, Johan.
Are you prepared?
See you on the other side, bro. As always,
Famous last word.
as always, nobody can accuse us of being prudent.
What's your name?
Miraj, how do you do? Thank you. Ready for this, huh? I would think so. As ready as you can possibly
Try to
get.
dive head to spoon.
We'll do that, sir.
Yeah, happy. Happy.
Happy?
Cameras on,
Cameras on, sir.
and walk on out to the edge.
Whew. Alright.
One more step forward, good. Stay right there.
Okay.
Here we go in 3, 2, 1, bungee!
Jumping from a bridge with nothing but rubber bands tied to your feet is a pretty unabashed attempt to get your thrills. It's not about the jump though, it's about how you feel once you've done it, blood pumping furiously, heart beating so loudly that you'd think there's a battle march taking place. In our modern, sanitized, cocooned lives, you need to take some pretty radical steps to feel alive. Intensely alive.
Oh man, why do we do these things? Huh? Why do we do these things? What is wrong with us? When are we going to grow up?
Okay, so I started this. I've been on this thrill-seeking trip for a couple of weeks now. Just a fortnight back, I jumped out of a plane 3 kilometers above the town of Narnaul in Haryana. You'd think that would be exponentially scarier, but it's not. The plane ride up is the hard part, but once you're out the door, you're floating in the air. It's thrilling, but not in a way that makes you feel scared. Bungeeing is a much shorter, much more intense thrill. Here, on the outskirts of Rishikesh in the North Indian state of Uttarakhand, on the banks of a rivulet, this elevated platform sits 83 meters above the valley floor. I tried to stay cool, but standing on its edge is a lot like what walking the plank must have felt like. It's super fun, but I wouldn't recommend it to heart patients.
What a view, eh?
Hi,
How are you?
fine. I'm Colonel Manoj.
Nice to meet you, sir. Nice to work here, obviously.
You come after the jump?
We just finished our
How was
jump.
it?
Oh boy, second jump, and what a jump. Great fun, sir.
I
Great
hope
fun.
you enjoyed it.
So how long has this place been on?
See, it has been running for public for last 10 years.
Oh,
2010
acha.
we started
Really?
it.
It's a gorgeous spot, huh? What a spot. What a spot. I mean,
Yeah, that's what
how high was the bungee? About 80 meters.
Bungee is 83 meters.
83 meters. Yeah, that's quite high. That's quite high.
That is the highest we have in India.
currently.
Yeah, currently.
Until you build a higher one.
No, we have built another one, but it is lesser than this.
I see.
It is 55 meters, but it
I
is more exciting in the sense it is a different experience. So it's on a lake.
Right.
And here actually you walk onto the bridge,
Right.
there you go up on a lift. So when you're going up, you know how much high you have gone up.
That is the bit. That is the scary bit.
So have you tried flying fox?
No, we were thinking about doing that because it looks very different.
No, it's very different and this is one of its kind in
It's
India.
not a regular zip line.
It's not a regular zip line. And the place is so beautiful, you'll love it.
Any famous last words?
Here we are.
Now everyone knows I'm a bit of a zipline enthusiast. I've careened down these ziplines over Mehrangarh Fort, over Nimrana Fort, in Manali, you name it. If there's a zipline anywhere in India, chances are I've been on it. But this one is different. Firstly, it's called Flying Fox, not a zipline. It doesn't take long to figure out why.
Pretty good, man.
On a zipline, you can alter your posture to go faster or slower. This isn't really one of those. Here you lie prone in a harness and just hold on for dear life as you slide down the valley at speeds exceeding 150 kilometers per hour. It's quite novel, this zipline. You just get strapped in and wait for the ride to end, not for the faint-hearted. If Rishikesh has always been about meditation and yoga for Westerners like me, most of my Indian friends associate it with whitewater rafting. Now at Jumpin' Heights you can dial up the adventure quotient big time. For me, this city is a buzzing, teeming cauldron of people and life, of a kind that you can only experience in this country. Sure, it's a cliched version of India, at least for first-time visitors, but it's also a fantastic introduction to India, where you can practice your yoga, check into an ashram, and meet some remarkable and interesting people from all over the world. Rishikesh, for Westerners, is a no-holds-barred, Wild West kind of place. You're accepted immediately by locals, and integrating into society here is easy. I have loved Rishikesh from the time I first came here. Tapovan, where we're staying, is practically unrecognizable from back in the day. There's lots of construction, but the narrow lanes are much the same. We're going to get out and look for some grub. Don't miss the graffiti! I remember this so well. Street art imbues a city with so much character, and this stuff is typically Rishikesh. We've heard of this neat garden cafe called Ramanas. Ramanas is tucked away into the hillside, and much larger than it appears. Yeah, this place has grown a lot.
Good view from up here.
Oh wow.
You mind to visit?
Please come.
Hello.
Thank you.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Fantastic. This place
What a
has
spot.
grown a lot.
Yeah.
What a spot. Nice place to sit and work, eh?
Best place.
We've just been walking around looking for a cafe. You know, it's easy to bum around when you're in Rishikesh. And we saw all these signs along the way. You know, Ramana's garden, Ramana's garden. Sound pretty good amongst all this concrete.
What do you guys do here? It's a garden, it's a cafe.
It's a
bit of
garden,
everything.
it's a cafe, it's a home for at-risk children, and it's a free English school for below poverty line families.
Wow.
So we have 41 children living with us full time.
Really?
From sensitive, meaning at-risk households, so that is orphans or abused children or children with disabilities, or so there's any number of backgrounds our children come from. But the main thing is, if we see that they're not being taken care of properly, they're not assured life and education and happiness. So when we encounter situations like that, we do our best to move them into our home and our facility. And then the tuition is free, the daily meal is free, the shoes, the clothing, the bags, the education, the medical care. We take care of everything for our students.
You obviously work here.
I work here, yeah.
Huh?
I'm
This is a well-practiced field. This is very well.
It's not as well practiced as it could be, but I do work here. I've been volunteering here for the past 2.5 years.
Oh, you're a volunteer.
I'm
Lovely.
a volunteer. Yeah.
Why don't you go and volunteer, Johan? While I drink some chai.
Yeah, the
don't you show me-
volunteers
why
do
don't you
a
show
lot
me around
here.
this? Do you guys
Sure,
have a
I'd love
garden
to
here?
show you. We have a garden, we have so many kids, we have a playground. So
Yeah, I'll
give
make
you a
myself
little
scarce.
tour.
I'll sit right here.
Yeah, we'll go and have a look.
Yeah.
I want to
I'm
check this
I'm
place
going
out.
to catch up on some mails.
Have some chai, milk from our own cows.
I actually just came
You
to a
have animals
cafe.
also?
Yeah, oh yeah, we have cows, goats, chickens,
I know
dogs,
how to milk
cats.
cows.
I'm not surprised. Yeah, Johan, well.
We'll go and have a look. When was this place set up? What year was it founded?
27 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah. And we've had 14 generations of kids graduate out of our program.
Oh, wow. How far do people go in this school? They go all the way to university, or?
They go as far as they want to go. We have a girl getting her doctorate in psychology.
Really?
Yeah, we have pilots.
A doctorate?
A doctorate, yeah, and she's
Wow.
going to come back and be our in-house psychologist.
As it turns out, this is a cafe, garden, children's home, and school all rolled into one. Riley tells me that Ramana's Garden was founded over 20 years ago as a refuge and school for destitute children. Riley is the volunteer coordinator at Ramana's and tells me that there are several volunteers here at the moment. She introduces me to Rokas Georgianas, or Rocky.
Here's one of our volunteers, Rocky. He's trying to hide.
Nice to meet you. Where are you from?
I'm from Lithuania.
Oh, that's cool. How long have you been here for?
In Rishikesh or in this place?
Well, in this place.
In this place, I'm only a couple, 2-3 months maybe.
Only 2-3. I thought you were gonna say weeks or days, and you're like, oh, 2-3 months. That's not bad.
I know this place like for a couple of years now.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I just joined recently,
Yeah.
and this is really amazing. I love it.
Yeah.
Like the energy. It's really good.
Would you come back, like, just to volunteer
I
at
feel
this
like
place?
I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah. You're like, I'm staying here.
Yeah, like, I'm kind of stuck here. Yeah. But all of us are, right?
Ramana students are encouraged to continue their studies after school, whether it's vocational training or university. What are you growing over here? Spinach again.
Over here, I think is going to be gobi.
Gobi.
Cauliflower. We've seen so many cases of children who come in and they're extremely shy and withdrawn and malnourished, and then after a few months of living here, they're healthy, they're outgoing, they're energetic.
Social, they're explosive, huh?
Yeah, and I think it has a lot to do with the food that we give them and the sort of environment they're staying in. Here's broccoli coming up.
Yeah, right.
our
You
own
can
broccoli,
see those
some
broccoli
kale.
heads in there.
Our papaya is not looking so hot. But the lettuce.
Well, most of it is looking so colorful, like so strong colors,
right?
you know?
I know, they're
It's
amazing.
looking
The
really
work
healthy.
Our gardeners do. It's really amazing.
If only I could get kale like this back home in Delhi. I didn't realize how time has flown. Mirage must be wondering where I've disappeared.
This cafe is so typical of the kind of place you just stumble upon in Rishikesh. Tucked away on a corner of a hillside, it's perched right across the river, and the terrace is perfect for a photo op.
Hello.
Hey man, hey.
What camera is this?
This is an Osmo. Did you see that? That's pretty neat, huh?
Wow.
Like 9 pictures. So look at that, huh? Let me take a selfie. Hang on. 3x3. Oh no, hang on. Sorry, I'm a bit of a novice. All right. Okay, keep looking, huh? Look at that.
Wow.
No, it looks better than it turns out because you have to keep it really steady. That's one trick. Sweet, eh?
Wow.
You like photography?
Yeah. Actually, I'm a filmmaker.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Really? Well, I'm not a filmmaker. I'd like to call myself that one day. Really? What kind of films do you make?
Short films.
Really? What kind of camera do you use?
I use a Sony.
You got a GoPro?
Yeah, I got a GoPro and I use Sony A6300.
Wow, that's a nice camera.
Yeah.
That's a nice camera. Where did you learn how to use the camera?
I actually from the beginning while I was staying in the Manas.
Oh, you've grown up here?
Yeah.
Oh, really? You studied here?
Yeah.
Since when?
I was like 5 when my parents they came to the Manas.
And coming here?
Yeah, exactly.
Turns out that Manish is a former student on a visit to his alma mater, and his interest in cameras isn't just a hobby. He makes short films for a living.
So you would attribute your current
exactly.
vocation as a filmmaker to this place?
Yeah, we visit like so many volunteers.
Right.
Like one of them are like filmmakers.
Oh, really?
Yeah, artists. And so they inspired me.
Well, let me see some of your work. What all have you done?
Actually, it's on my Instagram.
On your Instagram?
Yeah, Instagram.
What's your handle?
It's Manish Gurung.
Hang on.
525.
Manish Guru. Hi,
Yeah.
Meraj.
Nice to meet you.
Manish. Oh, you're a vocalist?
Yeah.
You're a singer?
Yeah, I do.
Fantastic. You play the guitar as well?
I play guitar.
You and I have a lot of things in common, bro.
Thank you.
Such an unexpected day this is turning out to be. If my brief interaction with Manish is any indication, then Ramana School is doing a pretty good job of equipping its students not just with education, but with the life skills needed to make a go in life. It's not hard to find jungle vibes. Mukesh Dhiman's house and workshop in Rishikesh. He's the only didgeridoo maker in Rishikesh, if not the only one in the country. I'd heard about Mukesh from a musician in Delhi who was toting around one of Mukesh's creations. And a quick search online brought up lots of information about this popular and singular man who makes didgeridoos, a wind instrument native to indigenous Australians for a living.
Hi, Mukesh. Nice to meet you, Meraj.
Welcome. I love for you come near Ganga, eh?
Yeah.
Very.
So what are you working on here?
I'm making didgeridoo, 2-piece.
So you cut it up in the middle.
In middle, yeah,
Then you can
like
scoop
midway,
out the-
yeah, like that cut pipe.
तो मुकेश इसको सीजन करना पड़ता है पहले?
जी, क्योंकि अगर ये इसमें पानी रहेगा
जी
तो इसका जॉइंट कामयाब नहीं होगा.
अच्छा.
जो जॉइंट खुल जाएगा
जी,
क्योंकि इसने ना जाने कौन से देश में जाके बजना है 7 समुंदर पार.
अच्छा.
हाँ तो
हाँ तो बिकॉज वो हीट और कोल्ड और ह्यूमिडिटी से तो फर्क पड़ता ही होगा.
जी फर्क पड़ता है.
तो इसको ड्राई करना है पहले.
ड्राई करना है.
अच्छा.
फिर उसके बाद इसको कार्बिन करनी है. कितनी चाहिए हमको. कितना.
अच्छा, मुझे हमेशा लगता था कि डिजिडूज को वन पीस होते हैं और उनको हॉलो आउट किया होता है.
A chance encounter with an Australian 3 decades back who taught him how to make didgeridoos changed Mukesh's life.
छोटा सा जिस टाइम इधर से कॉटेज में रहते थे स्वामी बर्मन के साथ.
अच्छा.
तो कॉटेज वगैरह बनाते थे वुड के.
अच्छा.
वहाँ एक ऑस्ट्रेलियन आए तो उन्होंने मेरे को बोला भाई आई नीड 1 बम्बू पीस कैन आई शो यू समथिंग. सो हम लोग गए एक बांस खरीदा हमने उसमें साइज चेक करके खरीदा. फिर हम लोग मेरे फादर की दुकान रेलवे रोड पे थी.
राइट.
सो उधर स्टेट बैंक था उस टाइम ATM नहीं होते थे ऋषिकेश में. घोड़ा टांगा चलता था.
अच्छा, कब की बात कर रहे हैं आप?
ये हो गया 30-35 साल पूर्व.
30-35 years back is when.
Yes. I'm child time. No, my father sent school, but I never interest for this language and writing this.
Right.
So
that's how you're
God give me didgeridoo. I love to like my life. I find God Shiva give me something. ये देखिए natural piece है. इसका धुन का.
It's a big guy, right? It requires a lot of breath.
talking to him, you get the sense that, like a number of creative people, Mukesh is divorced from commerce. He often sells the instruments he makes for paltry sums depending on the customer's ability to pay. He derives more pride from the fact that his instruments are played all over the world rather than the money he's made. The recognition that has come his way has helped when he needed a hand to buy land and build a studio in the hills. People from all over the world pitched in, and he bought this small piece of paradise high up in the hills looking over the river he loves so much. Here the wind still blows and chimes with the natural rhythms that Mukesh says he needs to make music and didgeridoos.
What a magical and unexpected evening this has turned out to be. We're literally a hillside away from Rishikesh, close enough to see the city and the Ganga, and yet it seems like a world away. In all the time I've spent in Rishikesh, I've never been up here in these hills or had an experience like this. What an utterly fascinating city. Before we leave Rishikesh, there's one thing we have to do. Go river rafting on the Ganga. The river is simply gorgeous on the stretch leading down from Shivpuri down to town. With little rapids that you can jump and swim in. It's one of those things that is so done, almost cliched, but there's a reason for that. It's incredible fun. You can take a break and dive into the river from a rock, paddle through peaceful stretches which test your strength and stamina. If there's only one thing I could do in Rishikesh, then this is it.